Hey, how's it going? It's Martin. So today I want to talk a little bit about getting a real smile on camera. Now, the biggest misconception about smiling on camera is that you have to laugh to get a real smile. Now, why do I say that that's a misconception? Well, the thing is where it is that you're capturing the laugh, meaning like at what point in the laugh are you actually going to take the photo? Now, if I start laughing and then go, the problem with that in general, at least for like a nice portrait type of photo, is that my eyes are going to be squinty, my smile might look too big. And all of that is cool, but in general, you want something a little bit more relaxed, like a genuine happy smile. All right? So that's a misconception. Now, most people are on this level of like, oh, smiling for the camera, say cheese, and then, you get this fake smile like that. Or some people who don't like to show their teeth at all, and they're just, like a really weird expression. So, in reality though, most photographers will say you have to laugh to get a good smile. Now, I would agree with that, but you don't want to capture the actual laugh. You want to capture the moment that comes after the laugh, which is the genuine smile. So I usually tell people if I'm going to do a friendly type of smile and we want to show teeth, I'm going to say we're going to laugh and then relax and just kind of hold a smile right after it. So it would look like this. And then that smile right there that comes right after, that's the genuine smile that you would want to capture on the camera. Now, on the other hand, if we want to do a closed mouth smile, how do you get a real closed mouth smile? Well, pretty much the same exact concept, except you're laughing with your lips closed, okay? So you can't just tell someone, or if you're taking the picture, you can't just go like that, or you can't just go, because that's going to look bored or blank or dead or whatever, right? Instead, it's much better to do a closed mouth laugh where you're laughing through your nose. So, like that, you hear that noise? I'm laughing through my nose. So now I'm going to do it, and it'll look like this. Okay? Now, if someone does this smile too big, it's going to look like this, which looks fake. Now, if they don't do it big enough, then it looks like, and it's a little bit too relaxed. So we want to capture something in between, and usually that's challenging to do. So in general, you want to aim, let's say that you're with a friend and they're taking a picture of you. If you can, ideally take like 2 or 3 quick photos in a row, and start with the smile big and then slowly relax it down. So let your lips kind of come back down. So it looks like this. Okay? So hopefully you saw how I kind of like slowly let my mouth relax back down. And if you're taking a couple of quick photos in a row, you can capture those kind of in-between moments. And those tend to look the most genuine, or the most relaxed and approachable and real. So you can't really do that with an open mouth smile because it'll just look weird. You go, that's just this weird thing that's happening with the mouth. So that's why I said instead for that one you laugh and then you just kind of hold the natural smile that comes after it for a second or two. So here, and then that. With the closed mouth one, you can relax it down. So you start here, and you let it go, okay? If you're having a friend take just one photo and they can't do a quick set or series of shots in a row while you're relaxing your lips down, just try to get them to take the picture in the middle of it, so when you're kind of like halfway relaxed. Those 2 tips will definitely help your smiles look more genuine, but there's a third element to it that is really, really important. So again, laughing, relaxing, those are the first 2 tips. The third one would be what I call intent. The word intent, if you think of the definition, just means like the reason that you're doing something, essentially, right? So what is your intent? With a open mouth smile, is your intent to make the person feel welcomed and you know, give off a friendly vibe? Or is your intent to just try to look happy? I mean, you want to imagine a situation inside of your head that's going to be more genuine. If your intent is to smile for the camera, the smile's not going to come across as real as if your intent is like, I want to make someone feel super comfortable and just really want to be around me, right? So there's a difference. Here's what, like, I would smile, I would do a laugh and smile for the camera if I just want to smile for the camera, and that would be like, right? And there's something about it that might be a little bit fake because I'm like trying to force it. Now it's hard to tell, I guess, unless you've been looking at pictures for years and years. But unconsciously, our mind, our brain can register these subtle differences in expression, and it can lead to you looking just like 1 or 2% untrustworthy. And that's bad, especially if you're using that for a headshot. So if I was to give the intent now of, I want someone to feel warm and welcome and really like make them feel like comfortable with me, then when I laugh into it, I'm and there's just this other energy that comes out of me that looks more real. The same exact thing applies with a closed mouth smile, and actually it's even more relevant there. Why? Because with a closed mouth smile, you can do all the technicalities of it properly, but still not look friendly and approachable. An example would be like this. So again, step 1, laugh with the lips closed. Step 2, relax the lips down. So that looks like this. Okay, now I did that in an approachable way, but what if I was doing it in a different way, and that could look like this? Right? Or I could do this. Okay, the mouth looks the same, but the eyes, the eyebrows kind of have this like wavering look. Okay, I like to call that the S-bend eye. And that's kind of either coming across as like, I'm worried that I'm not doing something right, or I'm worried that you're judging me, or it's basically some sort of form of I'm worried. Now, that's if you don't give a person intent. So if you don't have an intent to make someone feel warm and welcomed and essentially say to them, hey, how are you, in your expression, if you're not giving that out, then it's going to come across just looking somewhat forced, okay? Because you're just doing the technicality of it. So that's, okay, now I laughed and relaxed, but it didn't look real. Now if I want to, in my mind, say, hey, how are you, and welcome you in, then it's going to come across like this. Okay? So hopefully you can see the difference. I'm going to try to like zoom in close on my face in the edited version of this. But it really comes down to, again, 3 main things. 1 is laughing, okay, to get that real smile. But that's the biggest misconception, is that you only have to do that. 2 is relaxing into a more natural smile. So closed mouth or open mouth, all right? You let it go so it doesn't look too big and too forced. And then 3 is intent, and that's what are you trying to communicate through your expression. You need to keep those things in mind whenever you're doing a real smile for camera. If you want to come across 100% real and you want people to actually believe what you're doing. I mean, especially with headshots, with like full body shots, let's say, or like, you know, anything that's further out where you can't really see your expression so in such detail, it doesn't really matter as much. But as they say in like the acting world, when you're on stage, you have to project really big so people can see it. So if your image is really, really small, let's say on LinkedIn, even if it's a close-up of your face, it's so small on LinkedIn that you have to project your expression bigger to be able to see it. So this means that your smile has to be like, like a bigger laugh, you know? Versus if you're going to use that same picture that's on LinkedIn and you're going to use it in any bigger format, like on a website, or it needs to get printed, especially for actor headshots, you know, your 8x10 prints, you need to make sure that your expression looks just as good when it's small as when it's big. And that, I think, is a key distinction, and that's why it's so important to make sure that your expression comes across as genuine and you hit each of those three key elements. If you miss just one of them, the brain of the person looking at the picture unconsciously registers it. They don't know why, but there's just some sort of disconnect, and your picture won't be as memorable as the next one. So, hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And as always, I'd love for you to subscribe. I'm going to be doing a long series, lots of different videos teaching you really cool tips and tricks about headshots, portraits, photography, and how to really look good on camera, because it's, you know, you feel like you're being judged in front of all the lights and everything. So if you can feel comfortable there, all of your pictures will look good. And I believe, in my own opinion, that if you feel comfortable about yourself on camera, you're going to feel comfortable about yourself in just general life. So, as always, live with purpose.